Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra Unit 2.1 Notes. Today we are going to be talking about the coordinate plane, relations, and functions. Our learning target today is to be able to plot ordered pairs on a coordinate plane and identify their quadrants to be able to identify its relation if it is a function or not. So, a coordinate plane. Ta-da! This is what the coordinate plane looks like. Okay, it's a graph made from a horizontal, okay, so here's my horizontal and vertical number line. So the x-axis is the horizontal one. So if you want to label it, this is our x-axis. Now, the y-axis is the vertical number line. So this is our y-axis. The next thing that you need to know is the origin. Okay, I'm putting that point in right now. It is the point 0, 0, which it is where the vertical and the horizontal number lines meet. Okay, where the x-axis and the y-axis intersect. Now, an ordered pair, okay, is the pairing of an x value and a y value. And it's always x comma y, and it tells you the direction of where to go. And the last thing is the quadrants. Okay, there are 4 of these quadrants. Okay, there's 4 of them, and they're created by the x and y axis, and you always write them using Roman numerals. Okay, so here we go. There's quadrant 1. Going to the left is quadrant 2. Below quadrant 2 is quadrant 3, and then quadrant 4. Okay? Hopefully you guys are good with that. Otherwise, let's keep on going. So, write the ordered pair that corresponds to each point and identify its quadrants, if any. So, here we go. Point A. All right away, I know what quadrant that is, okay, because there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4. So right away I'd be like, oh, dude, A's in quadrant 2. At least I got that right. So the ordered pair, remember that it's x comma y. So starting at the origin, I'm going to do this in pink real quick. To get to A, I need to go left 2, and then I need to go 1, 2, 3. So I had to go left 2, which is -2, and then up 3. So that tells me that ordered pair is -2, +3. Okay? Now, point B. Ugh. Where's point B at? Yep, and guess what? That's on the x-axis. Okay, so I would say that it's on the x-axis because it is not in a quadrant. Okay, so those are the 2 things that you could say. Now, directions to get to B from the origin is I have to go to the left 1. Okay, so my x is -1, and then I don't go up or down, so that is 0. Okay, now point C. Do you guys see where point C is? Right there. Okay, is it on a quadrant? No. This one's on the y-axis, okay? And so it is none. But directions to get there? Remember, the x tells me left or right, so I don't move at all, but I have to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0, -4. Okay, point D. Do you see what quadrant it's in? Yeah, quadrant 1. And the ordered pair to get to D is I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so my x is 4, and then I go up 1, 2. All right, E is in quadrant 4. Okay, and directions to get there, I go to the right 1, so that's a positive 1, and then I went down 2, so negative 2. Why don't you guys see if you can figure out F all on your own. Good luck. Okay, it's in quadrant 3, and then directions to get there, I go 1, 2, 3, 4. I went to the left 4, and then 1, 2, 3, I went down 3. Okay? Knowing the points is very important, okay? So if you need extra help, make sure you get it. All right. The next part, talking about a relation. Okay, when you think of the word relation, we want you to think of a relationship. Okay, because it's the relationship, it is a pairing of input values and output values. Okay, so it's their relationship together. That's what a relation is. It's a pairing of two things. So domain, all right, domain is going to be the input. So that's what we call the input. The domain of a relation is the set of input values, okay? And those are our x values. And then our range is going to be the output. So I'm pretty much writing the exact same thing, except it's going to be the set of output values, and those are going to be the y values, okay? So when I'm looking at this, I know right away that x is my domain and y is my range, okay? So it says to graph the relation if needed, then identify the domain and range and write the values in increasing order, okay? So the first thing it asks us to do is to graph these. All right, so starting with the first one, negative 4, 8. There's my first point. Negative 1, negative 3. 0, positive 6. 3, negative 2. And then 7, 9. Okay? So those are the 5 points it asks me to graph. Now, the domain is all of the x values, okay? And I write them in increasing order, okay? So our domain, hey look, they're already in increasing order. So I would start with negative 4, negative 1, 0, 3, and 7, okay? Next, we need to talk about our y values, okay? Those need to be in increasing order too, from smallest to largest. So my smallest number is negative 3, negative 2, 6, 8, and 9. Okay, so once again, the domain is your x values, your input, and range is y values, your output. All right, now for number 8, they're kind of being a pain in the butt because they really didn't give us any information. They graphed them for us, but we have to figure out what the points are. Okay, so that first point, that blue point, It's -5, -6, -7, it's -8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So -8, 4. Oh, purple, that's kind of hard to read. What about pink? So there's my pink point. I'm at -2 because I went left 2, and then I don't go up or down, so that's 0. Okay, my next one, my green point, I do not go left or right, but I have to go 5, 6, down 7. Okay, my other blue point up here, to get there, I had to go 4 to the right, so 4 to the right, and up 9. You're telling me where that is. All right, and the last one, what color can I use? I'll use this guy. Okay, so there's my last point. Go 5, 6, 7, 8 to the right, and then I had to go down 4. Okay, so you guys are now in charge of telling me the x values and the y values. So tell me the domain, tell me the range in increasing order. Okay, you're going to write it exactly as I did with your little squigglies. Okay, those are telling me that it's a set. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and good luck. Okay, and you should get -8, -2, 0, 4, and 8 for x, and -7, -4, 0, 4, and 9 for your y. All right, let's go ahead and flip it over. So the last thing that we're going to be talking about is function, okay? So what a function is, that is a relation, a relation doesn't have points directly above each other, okay? So it's a function if the relation doesn't have points directly above each other, okay? And, sorry, we're going to figure that out by using the vertical line test, okay? So let's go ahead and graph the points and then figure out if it's a function or not. Okay, we have to identify the domain and range and then decide if it's a function or not. So my first one, -10, +9, -7, -2, -1, 0, 0, oop, there it is, 0, 6, and 7, 6. Okay, so writing my domain, my x values, I have -10, -7, -1, 0, and 7. For my y values, remember these are in increasing order. So starting with the smallest, I have -2, 0, 6. And you see how we have 6 twice? I don't have to list it twice, okay? You don't have to repeat that. And then 9. Okay? So is it a function? Are there 2 points directly above each other? And what I would do is I would just kind of draw a line. Oh, I'm good there. I'm good there. There's only 1 point. There's only 1 point. There's only 1 point. So is this a function? Yes. Okay. Yes, because it passes the vertical line test. Okay. Also, there are no points directly above each other or on top of each other, and that's what we're trying to find. Okay, so it passes. Now let's look at 10. Why don't you guys pause the video to see if you can graph it and identify the domain and range on your own. Okay, good luck. Okay, so there are all of my points, and then you can see my domain and range. Remember, you do not have to write numbers twice. Okay, you only have to write them once if they're in their domain and once in the range. So now let's find out if it passes the vertical line test or not. So I'm just going to go to my first point. I'm going to draw a line and uh-oh, right away, do you see how there are 2 points on top of each other? So is this a function? No, because it fails the vertical line test. And if you want to be more specific at where it fails, it's at -8, -5, and -8, +3. Okay? All right. So down here, it's saying which of the following are relations. So which of the following relations are functions? If it's a function, it needs to pass the vertical line test. Okay? So why don't you pause the video, see if you can figure it out yourself, and then we'll go over all of the answers. Okay? Good luck. Okay, so if you can see, I went through and I did the vertical line test on everything. All right, so for our first one, A, there's my vertical line, and you can see the 2 points that it hits right away. So no, that doesn't pass. All right, B, I went through, I drew vertical lines, and every place I drew a vertical line, it only touched once. So B is a function. C, once again, I just randomly drew some lines, okay? I'm trying to find the point where it fails. So C passed everything. So it is a function. D, now you can be like, oh, Mr. Grice, look, I found a spot. It only hits once. Okay, but you want to try to make it fail. And right there, there are tons of places that relation fails. Okay. E, this E and F, the first lines that I drew, boom, it failed. Okay. So if you find a spot where 2 lines are vertically on top of each other, it fails and it is not a function. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's it for Algebra 1, Algebra, Unit 2.1 notes. If you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice signing off. Thanks for watching.